Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritya Naram Charantam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Tam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhakti Naistiki. So continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 16, text number 16 onwards. Aneka chitta vibhranta mohojal samvrita prasakta kama bhogeshu patanti narke ashucho. Thus perplexed by various anxieties and bound by a network of illusions, they become too strongly attached to sense enjoyment and fall down into hell. So they means in previous verse, Prabhupada is explaining, Krishna is explaining about demonic people. The demoniac person thinks, so much wealth do I have today and I'll gain more according to my scheme. So much is mine now and it will increase in the future more and more. He is my enemy and I have killed him, and my other enemies will also be killed. I am the Lord of everything, I'm the enjoyer, I'm perfect, powerful and happy. I am the richest man surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There is none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifices and I shall give some charity, and thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance, because their whole sole aim of life is to make money and enjoy. That's it. So here Prabhupada says, they're perplexed by various anxieties of having more and more, and anxiety of saving whatever they have. And bound by a network of illusions, they become too strongly attached to sense enjoyment because they don't know anything beyond that. They cannot think of anything beyond that. And then they fall down into hell. The demoniac man knows no limit to his desire to acquire money. That is unlimited. He thinks only of how much assessment he has just now and schemes to engage that stock of wealth further and further. For that reason, he does not hesitate to act in any sinful way and so deals in the black market for illegal gratification. He is enamored by the possessions he has already, such as land, family, house, and bank balance, and he is always planning to improve them. He believes in his own strength and does not know that whatever he is gaining is due to his past good deeds. He is given an opportunity to accumulate such things, but he has no conception of past causes. He simply thinks that all his mass of wealth is due to his own endeavor. Yes, it is due to his own endeavor, but endeavor from previous life as well, that he is reaping the benefits of. A demoniac person believes in the strength of his personal work, not in the law of karma. According to the law of karma, a man takes his birth in a high family or becomes rich or very well educated or very beautiful because of good work in the past. The demoniac think that all these things are accidental and due to the strength of one's personal ability. So the demonic man does not think that whatever possessions he has, whatever opulence he has in this life, yes, it is because of his activity, but the result is given by Krishna. He does not believe in God, that God is giving us the results of our actions. He says, I am responsible for my actions and I will get the results of my actions. There's nobody else who's going to give me. That is demonic mentality. They do not sense any arrangement behind all the varieties of people, beauty, and education. Anyone who comes into competition with such a demonic man is his enemy. There are many demoniac people, and each is enemy to the others. This enmity becomes more and more deep between persons, then become between families, then between societies, and at last between nations. Therefore, there is a constant strife, war, and enmity all over the world. So the war is not because of devotees. The war is only because of demonic people who think, okay, this is mine, and this more is mine, and this more is mine. And the other demon is there is thinking, this is mine, and the other more is mine, and much more is mine. And when these two circles clash, there is war. There could be bigger war between nations. There could be smaller war between societies, between states, between communities. Why? Because we are thinking this is mine. Why? Because we are identifying ourselves with the body. I am Hindu, so this part is mine. I am Muslim, so this part is mine. I am from India, so this whole India is what I am supposed to serve. I'm Muslim, so this whole Pakistan is what I'm supposed to serve. So where they overlap, let's fight and settle out who's going to get what. This is nonsense. This land, whatever we call India, Pakistan, America, Canada, England, Europe, Japan, China, it all existed before we came in picture, and it will remain there before we leave this picture. So what are we so proud of? And what are we fighting for? Something that was there before we came, and something that will be left there. The land, nobody can take away that land. Land remains wherever it is. Only the territories increase or decrease, that's all. But the land remains. It's just we claim that this is my land, this is your land. And we keep on fighting over it. That's why Krishna said this is all demoniac. No wonder our Prime Minister says this is the best gift that I can give to anybody, is a gift of Bhagavad Gita. When he reads Bhagavad Gita, understands Bhagavad Gita, he will not give into these demoniac tendencies. He'll try to develop the divine tendencies, divine consciousness. Each demoniac person thinks that he can live at the sacrifice of all others. Generally, a demonic person thinks of himself as a supreme God. And a demonic preacher tells his followers, why are you seeking God elsewhere? You're all yourselves God. Whatever you like, you can do. Don't believe in God. Throw away God. God is dead. These are all demoniac teachings. Why? Because they don't, or they cannot surrender to somebody higher. And God is definitely higher than anybody else. So these demoniac people, they want to kill God. They don't want to believe in God. And this is what they preach also to their followers. Don't believe in God. No, God does not exist. There is no such thing as God. Although the demoniac person sees others equally rich and influential, or even more so, he thinks that no one is richer than he, and that no one is more influential than he is. As far as promotion to the higher planetary systems is concerned, he does not believe in performing yajna or sacrifices. Demons think that they will manufacture their own process of yajna and prepare some machines by which they will be able to reach any higher planet. The best example of such a demonic man was Ravan. So Ravan, what he was planning to do, and he had started work on it actually. He offered a program to the people by which he would prepare a staircase so that anyone could reach the heavenly planets without performing sacrifices, such as are prescribed in the Vedas. Similarly, in the present age, such demonic men are striving to reach the higher planets by mechanical arrangements, by going in some spacecraft or something. These are examples of bewilderment. The result is that without their knowledge, they're gliding toward hell. Here, the Sanskrit word moho jal is very significant. Jal means net. Like fish caught in a net, they have no way to come out. So this is the moho jal that Maya has thrown on these demonic people, and they're caught in the net. And they're caught in the net, they're struggling and suffering in the net, but they think I'm independent and I'm the happiest person, and I will collect more, I will have more by working hard to make more money, and then by having more money, I can do many more things that will give me enjoyment, sense pleasure. Text 17. Atma sambhavita stabdha dhanmana madanyata yajante nam yajyaste dambhe na vidhiya purvakam. Self-complacent and always impudent, deluded by wealth and false prestige, they sometimes proudly perform sacrifices in name only, without following any rules or regulations. So they perform sacrifices also, but their performance is basically without following any rules and regulations, just in the name only. Thinking themselves all in all, not caring for any authority or scripture, the demoniac sometimes perform so-called religious or sacrificial rites. And since they do not believe in authority, they are very impudent. This is due to illusion caused by accumulating some wealth and false prestige. Sometimes such demons take up the role of the preacher, mislead the people, and become known as the religious reformers or as incarnations of God. They make a show of performing sacrifices, or even they worship the demigods or manufacture their own god. Common men advertise them as God and worship them, and by the foolish they are considered advanced in the principles of religion or in the principles of spiritual knowledge. So they pose themselves as gurus, as one with spiritual knowledge, and then one with spiritual knowledge, and they want to have lots of followers for that. But this is all demonic. They take the dress of the renounced order of life and engage in all nonsense in that dress. Actually, there are so many restrictions for one who has renounced the world. The demons, however, do not care for such restrictions. And in fact, people also don't care for such restrictions. People don't care for what kind of leader, spiritual leader or sannyasi he is. They just like somebody and they just follow him. Whether he has any qualities, any knowledge, any background or not, hardly matters. Actually, there are so many restrictions for one who has renounced this world. The demons, however, do not care for such restrictions. They think that whatever path can one create in one's, whatever path one can create in one's own path, there is no such thing as a standard path one has to follow. The word avidhi purvakam means a disregard for the rules and regulations, especially expressed here. These things are always due to ignorance and illusion. So they also perform sacrifices. They also do some charity, but it's all useless because they're not following any scriptures. Text 18. Ahankaram balam tarpam kamam krodham cha samshita mam atma par deheshu pradvishantu abhyasuyaka. Bewildered by false ego, strength, pride, lust, and anger, the demons become envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in their own bodies and the bodies of others, and blaspheme against the real religion. So devotees or demons, they do that. People of demonic nature, they do that. They blaspheme against the real religion. They don't want to follow the real scriptures. They want to make their own scriptures. And they become envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his Archa Vigraha form, because they cannot understand how can one person be the source of everything, be the proprietor, enjoyer, and controller of everything. They cannot understand this. And that's why they want to negate God, because God is a big obstacle in the sense gratification. A demonic person, being always against God's supremacy, does not like to believe in the scriptures. He is envious of both the scriptures and the existence of the Supreme Personality of God. This is caused by so-called prestige and his accumulation of wealth and strength. He does not know that if the present life is a preparation for the next life, not knowing this is actually envious of his own self as well as others. So he's envious. He's a very, very envious person. He commits violence on other bodies and on his own. He does not care for the supreme control of the personality of God because he has no knowledge. Being envious of the scriptures and the supreme personality of Godhead, he puts forward false arguments against the existence of God and denies the scriptural authority. He thinks himself independent and powerful in every action. He thinks that since no one can equal him in strength, power, or wealth, he can act in any way and no one can stop him. If he has an enemy who might check the advancement of his sensual activities, he makes plans to cut him down by his own power. So enviousness is the basis of this demoniac mentality. Envious of others, envious of God, and the person becomes demon and he starts acting as if there is no God. So being envious of the scriptures and supreme personality of God, he puts forward false arguments against the existence of God and denies the spiritual or scriptural authority. So these are demons. Of course, we might say that, oh, I don't have these qualities. We all have these qualities to small to large extent. We have these qualities. We don't say there is no God. We don't want to deny the existence of God, but at the same time, we don't believe that He exists everywhere. Even as a aspiring devotee, do we really have faith? Like I posted this little story the other day. So there was this person in a circus, and he would walk on the rope tied between 2 points, and there would be wire net on the ground. So he walked on the rope without touching anything and without taking any sort of help. So when he got on the other side of the rope, the audience, they were cheering him up and they were clapping and everybody was saying, "Oh, I wish you had my oh, I mean, they were clapping and they say, yes, you did great and this and that." And now they asked him to walk back on the rope. So the performer, he said, okay, he agreed to it. But then he asked from the audience, so you have seen me crossing over by walking on the rope, and you have a belief that I'll do it again. I can do it. And the audience was, yes, 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 we know you can do it. But he said, okay, I want one of you come over here and sit on my shoulders. If you have full faith that I can walk you back without making you fall down. Nobody came. So he said, actually, you all have belief in me, in my strength, in my capabilities, but you don't trust me. That's why you don't come. So similarly, do we really have trust in God, or we just believe in His presence? Of course, even belief is very nice, very strong word, because most of people don't even believe in the existence of God. So do we have the trust in Him? That is more important. And that is a devotion characteristic, a divine characteristic. When we have trust in Him, we have belief, but we don't have trust. But in that, from that viewpoint, these demoniac people, they are better in some sense. Because Prabhupada said, he thinks that since no one can equal him in strength, power, or wealth, he can act in any way and no one can stop him. So they don't have belief in God, they don't trust God, but they believe in their own hard work. And they work very hard to make money and to create all the facilities that they can. On the other hand, a devotee, although he should work very, very hard, much harder than the person who is demoniac, because the devotee has full faith in God. No matter what I do, Krishna will always protect me. Not no matter what I do, it's whatever I according to scriptures, if I'm doing. So that trust, that faith is very much required. The belief is good, but we have to go beyond just mere belief that God exists. We have to have that faith. God not only exists, He protects, He provides, He maintains, He protects. He takes care of His devotees. So, I think I will stop here. I'm a little too tired to continue and to have my chain of thoughts properly placed. So, anybody have any questions or comments? So we will stop here. You all have a wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Jai
Jai
Shri